so I guess what you'd say, career politician. But what makes me show up is a very deep concern and passion for children and families. And so throughout my career, that is what drives me to do these jobs. So even as county commissioner, communities are central, I think, to healthy children and healthy families. And, I just think through that lens in all the work that I do. So, and the greatest thing I think about elected office is as much as what my colleagues have said, you get to, do things on behalf of your community. Like, people can be dissatisfied with decisions that we make, but we are genuinely trying to make decisions in the best interest of the entire community. Like, we take that seriously. And there is a weird kind of sense of joy about being able to take care of the community in that way. And so at least for me, but as an elected official, you get to sort of pick the way you live that out. So, we don't all care about the same things. We have different experiences that we bring to the table, different backgrounds that we bring to the table, and all of that is relevant. And so it's a job that literally everybody's qualified to do, so long as they're registered to vote over 18 years of age, because your personal experience, your background is all relevant in our world. And that's what I think makes this job so unique, but also equally rewarding and frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I was going to say, so, when we get a room full of people in here who are worried about something, and a recent example of that is there is you have cell phones. You guys all use cell phones, but you have to have towers that make it possible for people to be on a cell phone, to reach other people and be connected. And there's only so many people that can be on at the same time. So there's a capacity question. And there's also a question of who's reached by that cell tower. And so the other day we had a hearing, and this isn't yet completely determined yet, but there was a hearing where a company, Verizon, wanted to put a cell tower in a location that a lot of the neighbors didn't like. And because how many people do you think want to have a 250-foot cell tower in their sight line? But it's a necessary thing. It's a utility-like thing where people like you, me, et cetera, need that. And one of the difficulties that Verizon was having was reaching areas that were down in the river valley of the Little Miami River. And they were trying to extend their reach and also increase the capacity of people that could be on their lines at one time. So that's a legitimate interest that the public has, and a legitimate interest for a provider to have. But at the same time, there's a community interest of, do we really want this here? And one of the things that we're allowed to do, because we're limited by the law, but we're allowed to look at, are there other cell towers that are existent out there that you could be on, that's accessible to you, that gives you something similar to what you want to accomplish here without doing this to this neighborhood. And so we're allowed to look at that. So one of the things that I enjoy about the job is being able to use our collective judgment to help the community and to meet both their perceived needs, both in terms of the broader community that are on cell phones, but then the particular community that's impacted by a cell tower. And zoning questions frequently involve issues where we're putting in a road, or we're expanding a road, or we're doing something where the neighbors don't like it, or they have concerns about it. So we do that. So one of the things, we're a limited power, so we're not created by the Ohio Constitution like a city is. We're created by the legislature. And we're only allowed to do what they say. So some of the things we can do is, we have power over unincorporated associations in the county. Do you know what that is? So there's incorporated things like a city or a village, and then there are townships. And townships are unincorporated, and we have some jurisdiction over townships. And particularly, we have jurisdiction over townships that are not what's called home rule. And home rule townships control their own zoning. The ones that are not home rule, we control the zoning on. And frequently, you get debates about zoning. What kind of density of housing do you put in? Do you have an interest in making sure that there's balanced growth with both commercial development, industrial development, and housing? And we care about that balanced growth. And we also care about the fact that some people feel that how you zone can impact the quality of their life. We also, we are responsible to build the facilities for our countywide elected offices, like the prosecutor and the sheriff. We built a new jail recently to house some of the finer citizens that get in trouble sometimes, and we really want to help them too. We don't want them to be in jail, but there's a necessity to have that. And we built the courthouse. We built this building. We also built other facilities that are used by the county. That's one of our responsibilities. So we also, do other things, but you can look that up.
I'm sure Martin and Susan will give them a good education on it too today. So, well, we appreciate you being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Good luck to you. Do you all have plans for the future yet, or what do you?
I'm gonna go to Miami after high school for musical education.
For what?
Musical education.
Musical education. Excellent.
Well, what, are you in a particular instrument or what?
French horn mostly, but I know 13 instruments.
Oh,
so
wow.
That's
I'm well diverse.
That's great. You're well diverse, all right.
I'm going to, I'm between Miami and UC for either biology or just forensics in general.
Oh, excellent.
forensic science?
Yeah, forensic science.
Yeah.
No kidding. So would you like to be a forensic pathologist? Our coroner is that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Excellent.
Good luck to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion on the clerk general?
So moved.
And yes?
And, how about yes, and how about the requisition?
So moved.
And yes?
Yes. And I know we've got some, add-ons?
I do have a few items for consideration not on the consent agenda. The first is certifying delinquent water and or sewer counts for the Warren County Water and Sewer Department.
Your motion?
So moved.
And yes?
Yes.
The second is accepting the Tax Incentive Review Council recommendations for the 2025 Enterprise Zone, Tax Increment Finance, and Community Reinvestment Area Programs.
So moved.
Second.
And yes.
The next one I have is authorizing the president of the board to sign a consulting agreement with JH Consulting on behalf of the Warren County Department of Emergency Services.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
The next one I have is accepting a quote from CBTS Technology Solutions LLC on behalf of Warren County Technology Services.
What are they doing?
This is for, there's two different items. There is, the two POs specifically are for backup services. One is for the equipment, the second is for the software, and the other is for what immutable backup, which allows the data that we sit there and have not to be overwritten or encrypted. So this is the one that's about $11,000.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
And then I have an additional resolution accepting a quote from CBTS Technology Solutions LLC on behalf of Warren County Technology Services.
Yes.
There's a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
And then I have a resolution approving and authorizing the execution of a full and final release and affidavit and further authorizing the county prosecutor's office to execute a dismissal entry with prejudice of the pending litigation captioned Board of County Commissioners, Warren County, Ohio plaintiff versus Jacob Tyler Young defendant, Warren County Court of Common Pleas, case number 24CV097951.
Bruce, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, this is the one-car accident where the driver caused damage to a bridge on Kirby Road, and there is insurance, and the insurance company has agreed to pay policy limits, although it is less than what the actual damage to the cost is. So it's $25,000 plus they agree to pay the court costs, and I recommend that you adopt a resolution.
So moved.
Second?
And roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
And the final resolution I have as an add-on is authorizing the Warren County Prosecutor's Office to submit an incorporated VOCA grant application for victim assistance funds.
So moved.
Second?
And yes?
Mrs. Jones?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
And that's all I have.
Great. Do I have a motion to enter executive session?
Can I ask a question about March 3rd?
And would you just state your name and address again for the record? Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Catherine Bowles. I'm at 446 Deerfield, right up the street here in Lebanon, Ohio, 45036. I was wondering, on March 3rd, there was a work session scheduled at 10 for the Event Center at Middletown, Renaissance at Middletown. And then at 10:30, it was the capital budget process was going to be spoken about. At 11:50, you guys were still in your, I forget what you call it.
Executive session.
Executive session. Then I looked on the website and there was, in the YouTube, and there was no evidence that you guys came back. Did you guys come back, and did that get discussed, and will that be made available to the public?
So we did come out of executive session and adjourn. We ended up canceling
Okay.
that meeting, so
Okay.
so there was no discussion
Okay.
afterwards. So
Okay.
those two items will come back on,
Okay.
will likely come back before us. We had no conversation about it.
Okay, perfect. That's all I wanted to know.
Great.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Great, thank you.
so
And
much.
anytime you have a question about that, you should feel free to call the clerk, Crystal here.
Okay.
And maybe Crystal, you can make sure she's got your email and your telephone number, and she can clarify those things
Perfect.
to save you a trip. So
Thank
we
you so
just
much.
ended up, executive session went long, we ended up canceling that, and so
So will those things be added to?
we'll reschedule it at some point in time.
Awesome.
They've not been scheduled, but
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you, Stan.
you're welcome, you're welcome. Do I have a motion?
Yes. I'll make a motion that we go into executive session, first to consider the employment, dismissal, discipline, demotion, compensation, or investigation of complaints against public employees pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1. And second, to consider the purchase of property for public purposes, the sale of property at competitive bidding, or the sale or other disposition of unneeded, obsolete, or unfit for use property in accordance with Revised Code 505.10, if premature disclosure of information would give an unfair competitive or bargaining advantage to a person whose personal private interest is adverse to the public, to the general public interest pursuant to Revised Code 121.22G2.
I'll second those motions.
And roll call, please.
Mrs. Jones?
Yes,
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Grossman?
Yes.
thank you.